Ma'am, he is joining, Hatte sir, or shall I start?
Sir, he is joining.
Okay, so I will wait for another 1 or 2.
Okay.
Good evening, sir.
हाँ सर, गुड इव्हनिंग.
करू स्टार्ट मी सर, तुमच्यासाठी थांबलोय.
येस 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 येस.
Okay. Yes, once again, good evening all. Today I will be presenting the end semester examination evaluation scheme for a BTech mechanical final year student who are currently now in 7th semester. So CFD is the course which they have taken as a minor, that is computer aided engineering, CAE. And in CAE, the third course from the basket is CFD. Next semester they will be having advanced analysis. So for CFD, the new scheme which I have that I will be discussing. Prior, it was discussed with my school dean, Dr. Hatte sir, as well as Kota madam, and also in general I have discussed with you also, ma'am. But based on your recommendation, I am presenting it in the form of to the committee so that I will get the proper approval for this scheme. Now basically what is the need, why I thought of this scheme is, if you look at the objective, the 4 objective which course champion have designed, that is fundamental principle to model fluid and heat transfer problem. So basically we are focusing more on fluid and heat related issues of mechanical engineering. Then second is to solve the governing equation by appropriate discretization method. Third one is to analyze basic fluid and heat transfer problem using appropriate computational scheme, and the fourth one is to develop a CFD code. Now if you will look at this four objective of the course objective, the first 2 objective we have already achieved, or maybe we have already tried to achieve it from mid semester exam, because the first 3 chapters which we have kept for mid semester examination from the syllabus, these 2 course objectives are directly reflected from these 3 chapters. Now based on the guidelines which we have got from COE, that for end semester exam we are supposed to focus on these 3 chapters, remaining 3 chapters. So if you will look at these last 3 chapters, solution to advection, solution to convection, and calculation. Now what exactly this solution is, basically in mechanical engineering, we teach 4 methods to the students to solve the real life engineering problems. The first method is analytical, second one is analogical, third one is graphical, and fourth one is numerical, which the syllabus is talking about. Solution, which solution? Numerical solution. So analytical already they are practicing in their second year engineering and third year engineering. Analogical also they are practicing, they have practiced in the third year engineering. Graphical they are practicing from first year engineering by doing the lab experiments. Okay, this fourth method we are introducing this particular semester in the course CFD. Now we are teaching them how to get the numerical solution, and based on this particular teaching objective, we have framed the third and fourth objective, that is the fluid flow and heat transfer problem, and to develop a CFD code using the computational scheme. So these are the 2 basic objectives. So what I thought is, this cannot be achieved on a piece of a paper. If I will give a question paper, maybe a subjective or MCQ, objectives are difficult to achieve. And anyway, for end semester examination, we are supposed to focus on this 3 particular chapter. So it may not be worth by taking the exam subjective or objective to achieve these 2 objectives. So this is what the exact need, why I have thought about the different way of evaluating the students. So everyone is aware of this, but just to get the things in flow, I have presented this slide. So basically in CFD, we identify the problem. We have already studied the physics of the problem, chemistry of the problem. So we just identify the laws and the concept. We try to frame mathematical equations for this particular physics in the form of a Navier-Stokes equation, either continuity, momentum, or energy. Then we do the discretization. Okay, from here exactly the CFD start. We study different methods of discretization like finite difference, finite volume, finite element. Then we teach the software. We teach how to make a grid for a given geometry, which we have modeled in the CAD software. Then for this particular scheme, we ask the student to write the program either in the Python, or they can have a model in the MATLAB or any other language which they feel comfortable. And then we compute the pre-processing and the solver to get the post-processing result. So this exactly is what the numerical simulation we are expecting. Then this is about the CFD architecture. Basically, we are focusing on these three steps: pre-processing, processing, and post-processing. Now, all the three steps, student cannot write or cannot show it on a piece of a paper. Okay, he need the computers to evaluate, or we need the computers to evaluate their progress we have given them, and the methodology what they have adopted, and what solution they have got. So this cannot be judged, or this cannot be evaluated on a piece of a paper. uh, so if we will think about the subjective and objective, this was the things which we have done for last 2 years. Last year, since there was a pandemic, we have conducted the exam online. So I have done is I have asked some few numericals which are for 2 marks, maximum for 2 marks, and they are very, very simple. So it's not worth for a CFD student if they want to really achieve those two objectives. If you want to achieve those two outcomes, that student should able to analyze a real life problem, or he or she should able to do or write the code for a given scheme, then this may not be a correct way to evaluate or to give the feedback for the CFD course. Or maybe in subjective, I may ask them to write the methodology how they will be doing in the computers. Okay, maybe that will be a very conventional way, or for every problem standard procedure is there, so all student will write that standard procedure. So it is very difficult, it is very much difficult for a supervisor to judge how much he should give the marks for this particular question. So what I thought is, and also based on the feedback which we got from the industrial expert or the academic expert, as well as academic alumni who are working in the CFD domain. So they specifically focused on the project-based learning as well as the simulation-based learning. So based on simulation, we can evaluate the students. So what I have done before mid-semester, I was focusing on the 3 chapters: governing equation, discretization method. And based on that 3 chapters, we have taken mid-semester in the conventional way, so that we can achieve those two objectives, CEO1 and CEO2. Now, for the remaining two objectives, what I have thought is, instead of having the conventional way of evaluating the student, we should give them the industry defined problem, or the research gap defined problem. Okay, so here also, as the guidelines which we have received from the COE, that syllabus for end semester exam should be based on remaining 3 units. And if you will focus on the remaining 3 units, we are more dealing with the solution. And which solution? We are talking about the numerical simulations, numerical solutions. And for that, we need the project-based learning as only the best method to evaluate the people. So these are the some of the case studies I have shown. These are the problems which we have given to the student. I will just within a minute I will show them. Okay, for example, I have formed the group of 4 to 5, and I have given them the problem. Now, since this time we have started with this practice, we have not got industry defined problems. But what I have done, I have done some literature survey, and we have found the research gap. And from that research gap, we have defined the problem. So for this particular group, for example, I have given the problem: numerical evaporator. The evaporator which is practiced nowadays in conventional system, refrigeration or air conditioning system, the diameter of that is around 7 mm. So what will happen if I will reduce the diameter? What will happen if I will increase the diameter? What happens to the weight? What happens to the fabrication issues? What happens to the COP of the system? What happens to the pumping power of the system? So students should do proper literature survey for this. So students have already done because they are working from from for such problems. So I have given them the template also how to write the literature survey, then the gaps. Okay, they have done some design calculation also to validate their results, analytical, and then they have started with the modeling. So already they have studied the CAD model, so they have prepared the geometry of the evaporator tube of the problem. Then they have done the meshing. I have taught them meshing during the laboratory exercise. So they have done the meshing, and then finally they have done the analysis. So from the analysis, they will justify what they want to say, what is their hypothesis, what they want to prove, and from the calculation they can quantify their objective. For example, here in this case, they have calculated the effectiveness. So effectiveness for the conventional design was around 0.268, whereas the design which they have suggested through CFD is around 0.4467. So almost twice the effectiveness of the given heat exchanger has improved. So this way I have given the problems to them. For example, for this particular group, they have done the investigation on solar greenhouse dryer of different shape. So in the textbook, there were multiple shapes, but in literature, only 3 to 4 shapes they have reported. The different researchers, they have reported only 3 to 4 shapes. So all the 12 shapes which the books they have reported, they have done the simulations, and which one is the best, in which case the temperature distribution is good, airflow distribution is good. So these are the red color comments which I have given to the students. So they will be doing the work as well as they will be reporting it in the form of a paper, so that at the end of the course, if I feel that yes, really the content is good, and if I get the approval from the external examiner also, who is expert in this domain, then we may communicate same to the journal. Okay, so that is the basic idea, so that our scientific impact will also improve, and students will also get the things in the resume, and they will the real objective of this course is to handle the software, to do the numerical analysis, to quantify the result that will be achieved. So this is the main objective of me. Okay, so mark distribution which I have decided, for end semester exam 2 hour paper is there, 50 marks. So for that I have distributed like that: the problem statement, survey, it can be a literature survey or commercial survey, gaps, finding the gaps and the objective, 5 marks, geometry and meshing, because meshing is the major issue. If the geometry is complex, then it is very much difficult for certain software to do the meshing, user defined meshing. So 10 marks I have kept for this. CFD analysis 15. Validity, either they will be using similar other software to validate same result, or they will be writing the code for a given numerical scheme either in MATLAB or Python. For that I have given the 50 marks. And report, yes, it is a continuous assessment. Simultaneously they will write the report, and finally they will give a shape in the form of a paper to the report. And if I feel, and if external examiner feel that yes, the content is good, it is innovative, plagiarism score is less, then we will communicate for the journal also to present. So this was the overall idea, that instead of writing, giving them the question paper, student will mug the entire methodology and they will omit it out in the examination hall. Instead of this, we should give some industry defined problem or research gap defined problems, and student will have that pressure that yes, they want to learn this software, they have to do the analysis, they have to present the result. So this was my idea of keeping such different scheme for evaluating the student. Thank you. Over to you.
Uh, any comment from Hatte sir?
Yes, ma'am. In fact, we had given a thought process on this innovative method of assessment, and it was discussed at a school level also at a length. So I think this is something which we are practicing for the first time and doing innovatively. So from me, I feel that we should do it because the number of students are also limited. So we will experiment this initially and we will find out, okay, what is our experience. That experience will lead us to further modification of this methodology afterwards, because first time we are doing it and I don't find any challenge in it. I feel that we are easily able to do it. Some concerns which the champion, as Kothmire sir, is really required to be taken care is of the quality of the problem statements which we are giving to the students. So they should really have a research oriented problem or industry oriented problem or practical oriented problems, so that students will also develop their curiosity and the assessment will also be done fairly. He has given some guidelines on 5 marks, 10 marks, distribution of the marks. That also is good enough initially. Later on, I think we need to formulate a rubrics for each step of this, and we will follow that rubrics for giving the
Yes,
marks. So that is what is my opinion overall about his presentation.
Okay, Malge sir.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, the idea is very good. Idea is innovative, and basically, like a project-based learning, the student will get an opportunity to learn and get an hands-on on industrial problem or academic research problem. Now, the implementation is really a challenge where a lot of things may come up. The duration of the course, basically the student has to learn the theory part, then after that he has to do the handle the software during the practical hours, and after that he has to write a paper also. So it's a time consuming thing, reading the literature 20-25 papers, and again doing the work and then writing the paper. So within 6 months, and out of that effectively the student will get almost 4 months time, let us say. So is it possible, Kothmire sir, from time management point
uh,
of view?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Actually, from mid semester itself, I have given them the problem statement, and the examples which I have shown is their problem statement itself. So they are working right from the mid semester. That is from Ganesh festival itself. They are working on this particular problem. So they have got enough time, and there is no compulsion that they will be presenting it in the conference or maybe in the journal. Okay, they will be writing the report simultaneously with the activity like geometry, meshing, literature survey. They have already done. If I an external examiner who will be invited for CFD exam, okay, if he feel that yes, the organization is good, the problem which they have taken is really innovative, of course the plagiarism check will be also done. And if we found that yes, this is the thing which we should communicate to the research society, then only we will ask the student to present it in the conference as a poster or as a paper, or maybe some journals we will try to communicate. So
Okay,
students
then
are ready for that. Even they are ready after the semester get over. They are ready to work for minor changes, for minor modification. They are ready to work.
Okay, in that case,
So
if the paper is not done, uh, so how many marks the student will get?
yes, sir. So, see, sir, here I have given the report in the form of a paper. So, already they are making the report of that. So, they will be getting. But if the advantages, the motivation which I have given is if your report is really very good, then we will communicate to the journal for the paper. But it is not compulsion. Means if the student is not presenting the paper, he will not get here 0 marks. Based on the organization what he have done, his plagiarism score, his English, his technical content writing, we will assess him out of 5.
Okay, so that thing is very clear. Only student has to document his
Yes.
work. Then,
Huh.
if the work is of that quality, then you can extract a paper out of it.
Yes, 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 sir. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
One more question, sir. In validation,
Hmm.
okay, validate
Hmm.
part.
Hmm.
Can we go to that slide? As you have shown
Yes,
that
sir.
students can validate his or her work with another
Hmm.
software. or
or maybe he will write some theoretical code. For example, reactor is there. Reactor simulation he is doing, laminar flow as well as transport of diluted species. But based on the analytical equation, he will write the theoretical code for that in MATLAB or Python. And he will have the graph in the MATLAB or Python code. So he will compare that graph with the simulation graph.
yes,
So that
exactly.
is the
Very good.
idea.
Means basically is going to compare the numerical results with analytical theoretical results.
Correct, sir. Correct. Correct.
And
Correct, sir.
the tools you'll be using like MATLAB or any other software.
Yes, yes. Already two groups they
Okay.
have used MATLAB, and
Okay.
they have wrote the code, function program, program file they have wrote. So, and another
Okay.
two group they have used, their problems are based on AC. So they have used Schoolpack software to do the analysis. So even that will be considered as validity.
So software selection is at liberty to the students. Means he can use C, Visual
Yes,
C,
and since
MATLAB.
yes, that liberty is there with student because in a group of 4 or 5, maybe 3 or 4 students they have a laptop, and if they have a laptop, we don't know about the configuration. Who is having the better configuration? So which software is supporting their configuration? These all issues are there. So that liberty I have given to the student. They can use COMSOL, they can use OpenFOAM, they can use ANSYS, like that.
Okay. Great, sir.
And since they
Over.
belongs to minor, they have taken the minor, so most of them they have the laptop, they have the ANSYS student version. So that was not at least major issue, at least which I faced while giving the problems.
Any and sir, anything the content in your syllabus related to like dynamic meshing?
Yes, sir. There is one small topic which is related to grade, but in the grade we have only two things. One is structured grade and unstructured grade. So dynamic meshing is there, but that we are teaching them in the lab. That when we have to go for user control or physically control. So that time we are dealing with. But in syllables as such we don't have. We have only structured and unstructured grade.
Mm-hmm. But again, structure grade is very difficult.
Yes, sir. Yes. It is difficult.
Okay, overall, it's very good
So that is
idea.
what, sir. Sir, this is what the thing I found, because see, on a piece of a paper, when we take theoretical exam, conventional way, the student even don't think what is structure, what is unstructured, what is dynamic. But when they exactly practice the problem, they start building up their philosophy with the computers and with the software. This is what I want actually after learning this course. Okay, at least
Yes.
students should be aware of all those issues.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Okay, that's all from my side, madam.
Thank you, Abhijit sir. Madam, Kotha madam, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm there having a very unstable network today. I'm constantly being
Yes,
thrown out
yes.
of the meeting. But already
Yes,
this
yes. I'm
concept
observing.
was discussed with me by Kothmire sir and Hatte sir. Both of them had come down and discussed. Uh, it's really good. It's the need of this course that we go for some different kind of this. And I appreciate Kothmire sir's efforts in trying to develop something different because this is something not a run of the mill course, though I may not understand very much of the course, but it is a very innovative idea. And if it is implemented in the true spirit, nothing like it. And just now it is manageable because the number of students. So, how many students are you exactly having right now for this course?
Ma'am, there are around 24 students. 24
Okay.
students are.
Only small bit because to ensure that whatever work they are doing, they'll be doing on campus, I suppose now. Up till now, whatever they may have done, because now end semester has become a very sensitive issue. So whatever the work that they do should be preferably done on campus. Okay. So even they can anyway
Yes,
they were
yes.
accessing the internet resources only. So ठीक है ना. They will be coming for other courses here on the campus. So just ensure that because we do not want to set some kind of precedent कि ये course का ऐसा है तो हमारे को क्यों physically paper लिखना है वगैरह all those what the opposition sorts. That's all. But sir, it's fantastic. Please keep up the efforts,
Mhm.
and I really
Okay, ma'am.
appreciate the
Thank you,
fact
ma'am.
that you've
Thank you so much.
gone for a innovative way of assessment. That's all, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
that's all from my
Thank you
side.
so much, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Amit sir, do you want to say anything? Amit Belvekar sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Thank you, all of you. First of all, really, it's a good thing that this is a kind of innovative evaluation. So, the actually, as a miss, we have CAE minor. So, first of all, the CAE minor motto was to have the skill to student any one software. So that may be an analysis software or meshing software. So any software he should have to himself. So as a in CFD, he may learn ANSYS or COMSOL or any other software. So basically, when we do the when we do go for the like end semester or like theoretical exam, so students may not be gone through the like skills, because right now I'm implementing this idea in FEA. So in FEA, I'm taking as a case study. So we have 25 marks case study in finite element analysis subject. So there, the same thing is there. Student has to form the first groups, and then in the group, they have to choose one topic, one case study. That may be the failure analysis kind of case study, and then they have to go for the CAD model, then meshing, then analysis. So the same thing we are doing in the finite element analysis, but right now the entire process of evaluation for CFD is very good. So actually student need this kind of evaluation, and student really work on it, or they will be good in the softwares. So that's what the motto we can achieve. So it's a really good thing that we can go for the this kind of evaluation. One more thing I would like to ask to Kothmire sir. There is one challenge, because right now you have the less number of students, so you may have the less number of case studies. But in future, suppose
Mhm.
student will be more, because right now in the third year, first semester, we have about 55 students. Then they will
Mhm.
come to you in next year. So then again, number of case studies will increase. And the problem
Mhm.
here is repetitive case study or quality of case study problems. So that will be the one challenge you may face.
Yes, sir. In that case, we have supposed to prior to the course, we are supposed to approach different industrialists and also the alumni, or the stakeholders who are working in this domain, and we are supposed to request them for the problem statements. So of course that is the challenge for the supervisor, or that is the challenge for the course instructor, to suppose 55 students are there, 11 groups, at least 5 people in each group, 11 problems he should have prior. And
Yes, sir.
again, coordination, then giving time to all students, because
Yes.
even I have seen this time, I have only 4 groups, but really lot of time goes. Every day I have to sit with them for at least 1 or 1.5 hour to resolve their issues. So of course the challenge is there, but then this is how we can increase our papers
Yes,
and
sir.
all
Yes,
other
sir.
things
Right.
also.
Actually, the same thing that what last 3 years I'm doing means failure
Mhm.
analysis of case studies for finite element analysis. So right now I'm facing that problem. So what I have done, so I told to a student, right now it's not possible, but I told to student to visit the industry, to the like they have the scrap yard. So in the scrap yard, they got the lot of failure materials. I don't know how it is possible to CFD, but in design, so they have a lot of case studies of failure case studies. Also, there are some companies, they upload the case studies on their websites. So we are getting the case studies from the website also. So you may get there also, from there also, number of case studies,
Yes,
different case
sir.
studies.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you so much. That's
Sure.
all from my side.
We will think on this.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Thank you, Amit sir.
Yes, Barve ma'am.
Um, Pramod sir, yes, sir. This is good proposal. The care you have to take about defining rubrics for every point, that is important, because there are various the mark
Uh,
distribution which you have provided for that. define the rubrics, and accordingly you. I hope you have understood the point.
Yes, yes, ma'am. In detail, I will be doing the rubrics for validity, what is
Yes.
needed for problem definition, who will get 10, who
Yes.
will get 8, who will get 6. That I will do. Don't, no issue. I
And
will share also
this
with them.
particular subject is also having practical also, sir.
Yes, practical component is also there, ma'am. Practical examination is also there. But the problems which we have given, the problems involve complex geometry, and within 2 hours we will not be able to do it. So in practical, we just check that yes, I will give them hollow cylinder, and I will try to tell them to do pre-processing, post-processing, and meshing. But we
Okay.
cannot solve exact real life problem in practical session, and we cannot able to judge. So in practical
Means
examination, of course, each student will be evaluated only for simple geometry cases.
different problem statements will be there for practical exam and theory exam.
Yes, ma'am, yes, theory exam
Okay.
will be different, and practical exam just I will be seeing physically whether student is really able to handle that software or not for a simple problem.
You told about external examination for NSEM examination because you
Yes,
will be.
ma'am. The project which they are doing in the group, we should have third party authentication also.
Yes,
What I feel is because
no problem.
I am
Then,
only the supervisor and I am only deciding what are the topics. So at
okay.
least, so third party
Means you will
evaluation
be
is
calling two separate or two different external members for practical examination and theory
yes,
examination. Okay.
yes, ma'am.
I'm
For
just trying
the
to
end.
understand that the flow and process for both the examination is separate or not. That is the only query I was having, and that you can propose. Hatte sir can note that point because we don't have, and for the NSEM examination we don't have that external component. But now you can add, especially for the course, we have to add it in the proposal also.
Mhm.
And
Yes, yes.
other things are okay, sir. I think this is good initiative. This is good initiative. We should start with this. Thank you so much for presentation.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Thank you all. Thank you, Atte sir. Thank you, Kota madam, Malge sir. Thank you.
Thank you,
Pramod
everyone.
sir, good efforts. Keep it up.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, this presentation will become case study now.
Yes, yes, yes.
ठीक है
Okay,
सर म्हणून
ma'am.
हे प्रेझेंटेशन गरजेचं आहे.
Okay, ma'am.
ओके बाय सर.
Okay.
बाय
Bye, bye,
मॅडम.
bye.
बाय कोठा मॅडम.
Okay.
ओके.